This C++ program is a simple game where a player moves inside a rectangular boundary while collecting food items. The game involves graphical elements such as drawing the player, moving within limits, detecting collisions, and scoring points. It uses the Boolean Graphics Interface (BGI), which is specific to Turbo C++. Header files used. Hash include iostream.h for input-output operations. Hash include conio.h for console input-output operations like getch. Hash include graphics.h for graphics operations like drawing shapes. Hash include dos.h for functions like delay and sound. Hash include math.h for mathematical functions like cos and sin. Hash include stdlib.h for functions like rand to generate random numbers. Hash include string.h for handling strings. Global variables. Float x, y, r is equal to 40, pi is equal to 3.14, x1, y1, a is equal to 0. Used for player coordinates and radius. int check is equal to 0, score is equal to 0, color is equal to 2, xt, order is equal to 9. Check, tracks if food needs to be regenerated. Score, stores the player's score. Color, manages the color of the food. Order, used in sound effects. Player class. The player class handles player movement, move player. Drawing the player, draw player. Generating food, create food. Collision detection with food, check collide. Draw player, INTI, INTJ, INT9, INTA. Draws the player as an arc, a circular segment. Uses trigonometry, cos and sin, to determine hand positions. Adjusts angle based on movement direction. Move player, INT kiss smiley. Moves the player based on arrow key input, 77 for right, 75 for left, 80 for down, 72 for up. Ensures movement stays within boundaries. Displays game over if the player moves out of bounds. Create food, INTX, INTY. Generates a circular food item at random coordinates. Changes color when food is consumed. Check collide, INTPX, INTPY, INTFX, INTFY. Checks if the player is near a food item. If a collision occurs, the food disappears, check is equal to 0, and the player's radius increases, r plus is equal to 5. The score is incremented, score plus plus. A sound effect is played, sound 700. The food respawn rate, order, is adjusted. Sound effects. A separate class create sound is used for sound effects. It plays a short beep every time an action occurs. Main function, main. Graphics initialization. Initializes graphics mode, init graph. Game loop. Waits for user input. Calls draw player, move player, create food, and check collide, in a loop. Updates score and food position. Uses clear device to refresh the screen every frame. Plays background sounds using create sound. Ends when the user presses a specific key, int is equal to 65. End game. Stops sounds and waits for user input before closing. Key features and functionalities. Player movement, controlled using arrow keys. Food collection, increases score and expands player radius. Collision detection, checks if the player touches food. Sound effects, adds a simple game feel. Game over condition, if moves out of the boundary while having food.
That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this C graphics game. If you found it interesting, make sure to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more such awesome content. Stay tuned for more exciting projects. See you in the next one.